For more than a century, poppies have been a poignant symbol to remember those who lost their lives in active service. Since the end of the First World War, commemorative poppies like these have been produced here at this factory in West London. Originally set up to provide employment for soldiers returning from war, the factory specialises in handmade wreaths, popular with the royal family, prime ministers and regiments. Royal wreath makers Pete Wills and Paul Hamilton have worked here for over 30 years. Today they're preparing a wreath that will be laid at the cenotaph on Remembrance Sunday. Both are deaf, so we're talking with the help of an interpreter. Paul, the wreaths you make have a connection with the King and Queen. Does that make you feel good when you see them lay the wreath?
Oh yes, it's really good. I'm so proud of it. And all my family say to me, well done, that's amazing, that's so good. So yeah, it's good, I love watching it. And my father, he was in the army, and he would be so proud.
One of its more surprising customers is West Ham United. Its connection to the football club was discovered by author Elliot Taylor whilst researching his own family history.
That's my great-grandfather, Joseph Cooper. In the uniform he was killed in, 27th of April 1916. That's the photograph that was on my nan's mantelpiece. It was never ever moved, it was never touched, and I knew there was a story behind it. I discovered he was a member of the West Ham Pals, basically.
Tell us a bit about the West Ham Pals.
They were West Ham United supporters, and they had all signed up in 1914 to represent West Ham on the Western Front. 1,500 men, covered over it. Half of them were killed, many of them were maimed, and by the end of the war there was 400 survivors who carried their wounds in their heads.
Elliot worked alongside the club to build a monument for the Pals, which was unveiled in 2012.
Since then, West Ham always commemorates on Remembrance Sunday, or the closest home match to Remembrance Day.
Paul's especially proud of the relationship.
I love West Ham, they're great, amazing that they come here.
Fellow West Ham fan Alex served in the Royal Green Jackets and the French Foreign Legion, but began to struggle in later years.
When I first got diagnosed with PTSD, I didn't realise that that's what it was. I had a serious drink problem as well, which basically split the marriage up. So it all piled up on top of me, all got too much.
How did you get back on your feet?
Because they're very supportive here, and they realise you've got problems. So it was a good way of getting back into employment and getting used to being around people again and stuff like that. If it wasn't for the poppy factory, I probably wouldn't be here.
Ex-soldier Andy helps other veterans who are having trouble adjusting to civilian life.
There was always somebody there at the end of the phone or face-to-face where we could talk through some of the issues related to job search and understanding the skills and what you've done and how that can transfer then into something that they want to do, something that's going to be sustainable for them, something that's going to be meaningful for them.
With West Ham's commemorative wreaths finished, first team players Jared Bowen and Max Kilman, along with club legend Anton Ferdinand, have arrived to collect them.
Many years ago, West Ham fans put themselves forward to go and fight in the war. Sadly, a lot of them didn't come back. Now the West Ham Pals can be remembered, and I think for me personally, standing as a West Ham fan, that means more to me than anything.
You have that moment before the game where everyone comes together to remember the true heroes, I like to call them.
I agree with that.
For Alex and Paul, it's a chance to meet their heroes.
Look at that. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
How was that? It was great. I was really happy to see them and that they came here. They're welcome any time to come back.